Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm analyzing Yeonjun's natal chart. Please note his astrological profile is limited since we don't know his time of birth. If he ever reveals the time he was born, please come back and let me know because I would love to know his house placements and house rulerships. I find his astrological chart fascinating. For now, I'm using a chart calculator for 12 p.m. and will ignore houses. Yeonjun has his sun in Virgo and his sun is conjunct Mercury, which is also in Virgo. This means that his ego, vitality, and personality are in harmony with his conscious, logical mind. Mercury is very strong in Virgo, which suggests that he is very mercurial. He's intellectually oriented, he operates from logic and reason. He's very articulate and good at expressing himself, although he might be more reserved and shy. He has an active mind and can rapidly process information and adapt to new situations. Saturn in Taurus supports his Sun and Mercury in a trine aspect, making him highly practical, grounded, and disciplined. He's self-contained, having a good sense of control over his impulses and emotions. Saturn also makes him responsible, reliable, and consistent. He's clear, precise, and methodical in his approach to making decisions, solving problems, and interacting with the world around him. Mercury trine Neptune allows him to dream big and envision possibilities beyond his current circumstances. Neptune in Aquarius adds creative thinking and an open mind. It enables Yeonjun to tap into intuition and receive insights that go beyond logical reasoning, while his earthy and practical Mercury grounds these intuitive insights, helping him discern realistic possibilities from fantasies. This contact gives him optimism and inspires him to set ambitious goals that align with a larger vision for his future. Neptune also fosters empathy and compassion, subduing his natural tendency to criticize, which is a well-known Virgo trait. He's more tolerant, open, and supportive through Neptune. His Sun's quintile aspect to Uranus allows him to quickly adjust and change behaviors in response to new situations and new information. He has a knack for acquiring new knowledge and skills and is able to bounce back from setbacks with ease. This trait not only highlights his creativity, but also adds to his bad boy image. It gives him a rebellious attitude and a desire to challenge traditional norms. Uranus provides courage, boosts his self-confidence, and gives him a need to express his uniqueness. The qualities that make him feel different or weird can actually boost his sense of self-esteem rather than hinder it. One of the things in his chart that stand out to me the most is his Mars conjunct Pluto. Mars is assertion, strength, and combat, and Pluto is intense, deep, and regenerative. These are powerful planets that can be dangerous, destructive, and lethal when combined. Their combination can bring tendencies towards extreme behaviors related to violence, assertion, sex, need for control, and power plays. I'm glad to see that they're not in aspects to other planets in Yeonjun's chart, which makes me believe that their influence might not be as lethal as they could be. Still, he's likely to have a strong sex drive and a curiosity towards topics or behaviors considered morally controversial. He has the compulsion to push societal boundaries and seek unconventional or edgy experiences. He's also likely to explore cultural and psychological taboos as well as the darker aspects of human psyche, especially with Mars-Pluto quintile his Mercury. This leads to a unique combination of intellectual depth with a daring attitude. He's willing to take risks, explore new ideas, and venture into unknown territories. And he can be very persuasive and influential in his communication. The most positive impact of Mars and Pluto is that they offer Yeonjun the capacity to generate power and energy inside of himself, continuously feeding his physical strength and vitality. This combination is also the engine behind his dance skills, infusing his movement and physical expression with power and vigor. Their influence also gives him a powerful presence, magnetism, and charisma. He's passionate, assertive, and ambitious with high levels of endurance. The moon changes signs on his birthday, moving from Libra to Scorpio at around 4 p.m. So he could have his moon in Libra or Scorpio depending on the exact time he was born. I can only talk about his emotional and internal world based on his moon sign. I'm not discussing the moon's aspects since the moon moves through the zodiac quickly, changing its aspect to other planets frequently. If Yeonjun was born before 4 p.m., he has a Libra moon. Libra is an air sign that values relationships and social interactions. A Libra moon would suggest Yeonjun is diplomatic, friendly, and is sensitive to social cues. He feels a sense of internal security and emotional contentment when he's part of a group, focused on shared objectives and teamwork. His emotional well-being is tied to supportive relationships. He's thoughtful in his communication, actively listening to others, and showing genuine interest in what they have to say. He's careful not to offend or hurt other people's feelings. Virgo is dry and standoffish. The earthy, cold, and distant nature of Virgo does make Yeonjun naturally reserved and introverted, but he is more assertive in his work or with people and in situations he's comfortable in, displaying the energetic and assertive nature of his Sagittarius Mars. But you can tell he makes an effort to be sociable, compromising, and tolerant, even in new environments and with new people. He has an open and welcoming demeanor, and this makes me think that he does have a Libra moon. Libra adds more warmth, friendliness, and grace to his personality. It makes him romantic, attentive, and affectionate. He's invested in creating emotional connections and fostering harmonious relationships with an emotional nature that is motivated by Venus. As Libra is a Venus ruled sign, he is receptive and sensitive to beauty, art, music, and design. He has a keen sense of what is visually pleasing, being able to discern and appreciate the details that make something aesthetically beautiful. If he was born after 4 p.m. and has a Scorpio moon, he would be more guarded, reserved, and private. His emotional experiences would be deep and intense as well. He would be more wary to be open and vulnerable, processing his emotions privately rather than expressing them outwardly. There would likely be a tendency to brood and carry a melancholic vibe. Scorpio is attentive and perceptive, particularly to emotions and moods of others. Yeonjun may be keenly aware of nonverbal cues and subtle shifts in emotional states in his surroundings. Scorpio would add mysterious and enigmatic qualities to his personality. The moon's aspect to specific planets would modify and change these general indications that I've mentioned so far. Let's move on to his Venus placement. His Venus is in Leo, suggesting that Yeonjun is friendly and warm. Popularity, acceptance, and love from the generic public are important to him. There is a natural tendency to seek the spotlight and lead. Leo is ruled by the sun. Being the center of attention feeds his ego and pride when his love needs are fed through the sun. However, since his sun is in the more yin and passive sign of Virgo, instead of actively pursuing or asserting his desires, he might prefer to attract love and attention through his presence, charm, and behavior. This is also because Venus is in an exact trine aspect to Black Moon Lilith. Both Venus and Lilith are yin or feminine, carrying passive and receptive energies. Lilith is associated with repressed desires, shadow self, the raw primal aspects of needs. And Venus's contact with Lilith shows Yeonjun's ease in expressing desire and sexuality openly and boldly. His Lilith is strongly influenced by its conjunction to his Mars and Pluto, which shows that he's very flirtatious and seductive. But Pluto is very hidden and secretive for us. The combination of Pluto and Lilith on his Mars tends to draw attention towards him. His mysterious allure attracts others to him without him needing to take direct action. Yet he isn't necessarily comfortable with this energy because his Sun and Mercury square Lilith. In Jungian psychology, the anima represents the female aspect of a male's psyche. Yeonjun's struggle to accept his Lilith energy make him critical and judgmental towards his own sexuality. He may perceive his sexuality as more feminine. There is a misalignment between his ego needs and his sexual needs. He experiences an internal conflict about what he desires or what he is attracted to, and his approach doesn't sit well with his own self-image or how he wants to be perceived. Sagittarius is not deep and intimate, nor is Virgo. Both are distant and impersonal. Commitment, loyalty, and security within relationships are not going to be a focus for him unless if his moon's need for relationship is stronger and more prominent. Regardless, he's still self-reliant, valuing individuality and freedom, especially with Venus opposite Uranus. Venus is actually part of a T-square aspect, opposing Uranus and squaring Saturn. This aspect pattern shows challenges and conflicts in establishing longevity, stability, and commitment in love. Uranus in Aquarius brings a strong need for freedom. Although Yeonjun wants to be part of groups and feel a sense of belonging, he also seeks autonomy. Saturn in the mix can indicate feelings of restriction and burden. Security and stability in relationships or social constructs can feel like confinement when Saturn squares Venus and Uranus. And he can consciously or subconsciously shift or change his behaviors to detach and distance himself from relationship roles and responsibilities. Another expression of Saturn on his Venus would be self-imposed restrictions. Saturn can subdue his romantic expressions and dramatic flair in his pursuit of love. A need to control and contain desire and affection is also present with this aspect. His T-square generates tension in love, leading to sudden changes and disruptions in relationships as he struggles to balance his need for freedom and stability. He deals with self-esteem challenges, balancing a need for external validation with inner security. The combination of the planets here also sparks high creative potential, yet also erratic energy and difficulty with focus. But in general, in love and relationships, his Leo Venus attracts him towards individuals that are bold, colorful, or extravagant in appearance, behavior, or style. People who are flashy, glamorous, and famous. Venus in Leo does give Yeonjun confidence and charisma, but as stated before, Saturn square along with other influences can make him more prone to attract than to pursue. That's all for Yeonjun's chart analysis. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video. See you next time.